What is going on out there? So I wanted to share with all you the top 5 dividend stocks that I'm currently targeting. I have no interest in working forever. I mean, really, who does? So I'll tell you exactly why I'm targeting each stock and my price targets for all of them. And I may have cheated a bit and already started buying. So let's get started right now. Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we will cover the top 5 dividend stocks I'm currently targeting, why I chose each one of those stocks, and the prices I'm looking to buy each stock at. And let me be upfront, the last stock is scandalous. You'll see what I mean when we get there. We have big news coming to the channel in the upcoming weeks. So make sure you follow me on Instagram where I ask hard-hitting questions like, should I get a Tinder account or not? It blows my mind that that's how you're supposed to date now. So like the video if you've ever used that app before, or if you're like me and still clueless, then go ahead and like the video too. So dividend stock number 1 I'm targeting, that would be SBUX, ticker symbol SBUX. And I'm glad I said that right. Now just for reference, I look for a few things when evaluating companies to buy. I look for a strong balance sheet. Enough cash to operate in a downturn, low debt compared to the other competitors in that industry. I look to see if they have the ability to raise capital if needed. Are they industry leaders? And do they sell products that we cannot live without either now or in the future? And this time around, we're discussing dividend stocks. So one of my goals is to grow my passive income and prepare for that second life per se. I have some dividend stocks already, but not near enough. So I'm aggressively looking to build up that part of my portfolio. That's twice in 2 weeks I hadn't been able to say that word. So on to SBUX. Now full disclosure up front, the coffee is wonderful, but absolutely ridiculously overpriced. I'm sorry, I cannot bring myself to pay like $6 for a coffee. It's just crazy to me. But that doesn't mean I can't own the stock. And I believe they would be considered an industry leader in the coffee game. And people that drink Starbucks coffee, they can't drink anything else. So their customers cannot live without it for sure. Just trust me, offer a Starbucks drinker a cup of regular coffee and see the reaction you get. It's not pretty to say the least. And that's actually the kind of reaction Starbucks is getting right now out there in the market. And I actually like that about Starbucks. I don't like to chase the next hot stock or whatever. I like to watch situations like these where the stock is a little rich, but falling out of favor for one reason or another with investors. But in the end, it's a great company and very profitable. They're just struggling right now due to unforeseen circumstances. So looking right here, they got a dividend yield of 2.17% right now. Not great, but not terrible. So my target price for Starbucks is around $60 to $65. The company isn't going anywhere, and I feel very comfortable holding the stock, and I feel I will get some nice appreciation in the future if I'm able to buy at the price I want to buy at. But for right now, to me, it's just trading too high for my taste. And given the overall bearish sentiment, we should see some downward action on this stock coming soon. And comment down below if you're one of those crazy Starbucks drinkers who won't accept anything else. I'm just curious as to how many of you guys are out there. So stock number 2 that I'm targeting, that would be JP Chase, or ticker symbol JPM. Now I know, no one likes the banks, bank stocks, or just banks in general. But if you do any studying about the financial crisis, and yes, I'm nerdy enough to read like 25 books on it, you know that JP Morgan were well capitalized, and their CEO, Jamie Dimon, was one of the biggest orchestrators from Wall Street who actually helped us navigate this time instead of trying to tank the entire thing. Again, I understand completely it's not popular, but there were clear winners and losers and some clear leaders that came out of all that. And Jamie Dimon and his team stuck out the most out of everyone for all the right reasons. They were prepared then, they're prepared now, and so I really trust that management team over there. And additionally, we know that the banks are backstopped by the US government. They won't fail and they won't be allowed to fail. It doesn't matter what happens, we know that they'll get backstopped. So they have the ultimate insurance policy behind them, which gives us the ultimate safety in buying this stock. They have a pretty decent dividend yield at 3.71% right now, and I think that will increase in the future as well. Now yes, they could cut their dividend like Wells Fargo has, but I think that is highly unlikely. Now I haven't liked Wells Fargo from the start. It's one of the few times I didn't see the logic in one of Warren Buffett's trades. Now, I'm not going to argue with the guy at all. I mean, he's one of the greatest investors ever, and I'm just some idiot talking on YouTube. But to me personally, Chase is superior to Wells Fargo in every way. So I do not see them having the same issues that Wells Fargo is having or has had in the past. And more importantly, they are sitting at a price right now that is attractive to me. So don't be surprised to see me buying this stock in the coming weeks, which I will post on Patreon immediately upon buying, like I always do. So stock number 3 that I'm targeting would be Walgreens, ticker symbol WBA. And as you can see right here by this chart, it's just beaten down. It's been a really tough year for them so far. But again, Walgreens isn't going anywhere. And I love great companies that are beaten down. They have plenty of cash, a great balance sheet, and at the end of the day, they just get used too much. Ooh, that sounded not good at all. You guys know what I meant. Who hasn't shopped at Walgreens before? Who hasn't gotten some last minute item or medicine there in the middle of the night? I think virtually everyone at some point in time has used Walgreens. But the real cash cow for Walgreens isn't that, it's actually the prescription side of the house. And I just don't see us getting rid of our meds in the future. So that should continue to thrive, especially post-illness. The dividend yield right now is at 4.61%, so it's a great dividend. And it's another stock where I'm seriously considering adding shares in the next few weeks, especially if their earnings call goes bad. Now, slow down, slow down. Obviously, if there's some fundamental problems, that's a different story. But if it's all basically illness related, then I will be adding shares ASAP as it falls. So dividend stock number 4 that I'm targeting, that would be Qualcomm, ticker symbol QCOM, and I had to say that really slow to get it right. I have been eyeing this stock for a while for a 5G play. Now I have a much larger video coming out later this month covering 5G overall, but from a dividend standpoint alone, this is a stock I wanted to roll with. They may be the biggest player in that space, and looking at their growth, that dividend should increase over the next few years as well. So they're a leader in the industry, and if 5G is everything it's cracked up to be, this is going to be something people cannot live without. Again, right now it only pays a dividend yield of 2.81%, but I see that increasing substantially over the next 5 years. So my price target for Qualcomm is in the 80s, which is actually a time period that I absolutely love. Actually, low 80s is what I'd really like to see out of this stock. So if we see it there, I will start adding some shares. So the final dividend stock I'm targeting, well, before I actually tell you guys what it is, I have a confession to make to you guys. I have been cheating on my favorite CEO from NAT. Still can't pronounce his name, I'm sorry. Now I know, it's terrible, it's scandalous, it's like huge news all over Instagram right now. I'm getting tagged like 150 times, however that works on there. I slowly started buying a competitor and I think I like it better. And that stock would be Double Hull Tankers, ticker symbol DHT. Now when I started looking at tanker stocks, it was strictly as a dividend play, and I just love the crazy CEO at NAT. I've said that before on this channel. It may have been the main tiebreaker reason why I chose NAT over the competition, but I considered several tanker companies before settling on NAT. But DHT wasn't even on my radar. Like, I never even pulled up the stock, period. And I pulled up a ton of tanker stocks and I sifted through all of them. But for some reason, this one just never came up. I don't know how. So thankfully, some of you guys pointed it out to me in the comments a few weeks ago. So I took a look, as I always do when you guys suggest stocks. And man, I was amazed at what I found. See there, other YouTubers? It pays to read and respond to people who are taking the time to comment on your videos. So I took a look and I was really blown away. I literally had to verify everything twice. That's how good some of the stuff looked on there. I love their balance sheet. They have tons of cash, a relatively low debt compared to everybody else in the industry, and they're trading really close to their 52-week low. So you know they aren't in a bubble like some other stocks. But here's the best part. DHT is paying a dividend yield of 25.45% right now. Look at that, guys. It's just ridiculous. I forgot to give you guys a price target. There really isn't a price target. My price target is now, since I've already started buying it. So I will continue to add shares as it moves, even if it continues to trade down, if it continues to trade up, as it fits perfectly with my plan long term. And I'll teach you exactly how to create a plan just like mine in my course that is currently being tested as we speak. I'll announce that right here on YouTube, so make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so that way you get notified. And I'll also announce it on Instagram, so make sure you follow me there too. So consider joining my Patreon if you want to see all of my trades in real time and get direct access to me, which you cannot do anywhere else, and show your support for the channel by liking the video. And don't forget your 2 free stocks with Webull. Just open an account and deposit $100. But I think it's going to be a crazy next few weeks, so make sure you're subscribed, which you can do right over there. And follow me on Instagram if you want to see me fail on that too. And here's a video that'll give you some other stock picks that I have as well if you're looking for that. Thanks.